Hello, this is Running Robert, and today we're going to be talking about the Checkpoint Therapeutics CKPT summary for the 9th of September 2024. And in the summary, we're going to be looking at the bullish and the bearish parts of this company. So I generally follow small cap pharma, I do some games, I do a little bit of everything. So if you like what I'm doing, hey, please like and subscribe. It helps out a lot, and thank you. Disclaimer is I do not own shares now, but will be looking to invest, and that will be pretty evident as we get further into this slideshow. I'm an amateur investor, and any advice given should be followed up by your own due diligence, and information given is valid for today, the 9th of September, and the slideshow will not be updated, but as we get new slideshow. So, the company itself. So, Checkpoint has one drug awaiting approval. That is going to be most of the focus of this summary of what we have going on today. It is set for the 28th of December, 2024. They do have one drug in early development, but it passed a phase 1 and it's going on to a phase 1b2, so it is still several years away from really being anything meaningful. There are several pre-INDs, so again, those are even further away. Not really much to discuss. The company had $5 million at the end of quarter 2, 2024. The company had a net loss of $6.7 million for quarter 2, 2024, and you already kind of see the first problem and why this company is maybe a little bit cheaper. So the company did have an offering on the 2nd of July. It was for about 6 million shares at $2 plus warrants of the same price. And then the company also had a secondary resale on the 19th of August, which were about 6 million at 205 plus warrants. The warrants were, I think, 250 in that case. So a little bit different. Now, that would maybe at least 24 million up for both of these. So if you got 6 and 6 at selling at 2, it's about 24 million. 48 with warrants. Obviously, that is if at the same price. I know that the second one had a slightly different warrant price, but for math and simplicity, 48 million. Okay, so the drug, it's a MAB. It was given a CRL in December 2023 due to inspection issues. So if you've been on my channel a while, I always talk about pre-inspection or PAIs. And so what happened is they went there and it was not good. And that's pretty simple. And the problem with a lot of these smaller pharmaceutical companies is they cannot go with a CMO, which is a commercial manufacturing operation, that is expensive. Most of the time they're looking to save money, so they're maybe going a little bit on the cheaper, and you have issues like this. However, they did resolve their inspection issues and resubmitted the BLA after talking to the FDA. So they took care of what they got, and then resubmitted what they had done to the FDA. And the FDA thought this was good, and then they gave them the PDUFA. Obviously, if the FDA was like, you guys haven't done anything, or this is not something that is approvable, they would not have continued forward. So there's a good chance for approval here based on the original CRL, which only brought up inspection issues and had no negative comments on the drug itself. So that makes it look good. And we've seen this a lot with smaller pharmaceuticals. The first try, they fail. Second try, they're fine. So what is the commercial opportunities for it? So right now, there are 2 other drugs on the market, one by Regeneron, one by Merck. Obviously, everyone knows Keytruda at this point. So what we're looking at is Regeneron bought the full rights for its drug for $900 million in 2022. That's a good chunk of change right there. $900 million. And you know what sales were? Sales for the last quarter in the US, $182 million. Total of $300 million globally. So if you look at that $900 million, it looks cheap in comparison to the amount of cash they're going to be bringing in. So the drug is on par with its competitors. So it might be slightly better. Obviously, it had a slightly higher response rate with being over 50%, where the other drugs had around 40%. It is very hard to kind of do a comparison of that against trial versus trial because we're not, it just doesn't work. So we can say it's slightly better. They won't be able to really like push it, but it is definitely at least on par with it. So, of course, generic protection until 2038. So we have 13 years of selling. So I think that is in pretty good shape. So, any issues? And this is where we're going to kind of get to the more bullish part of it. The bearish. We've been very bullish up to this point. So short term, there's not really many issues. They've addressed the cash issue. You might see a little pressure from the warrants that pulled the stock down, and that is just because there might be some people who will cash out the warrants before the 20th of December. It will happen. They would the stock gets to 3 or 4 and they're like, hey, this is cash. I'm just going to take it and eliminate the risk. Yeah, it makes sense. But that's really not anything that I'm going to worry about. Long term, yes, the company is going to be competing against 2 large pharma companies and might not be able to successfully market the drug. When you're going up against Regeneron and Merck, there's going to be a problem. So, and then of course, there's always a chance for another CRL. It's highly unlikely, but you can't say that they don't find new issues when they do their next pre-approval inspection. We hope not. And we don't see it very often, but again, you got to put that in there. So the summary. So with a $100 million market cap at the moment, it seems like this is a good stock to target, as even a sale of the rights for half of the other company would be more than 4 times. And that's what we're looking at. So the sale for what Regeneron bought for $900 million, even if another company comes back and says, here's 450, we are rolling in cash at that point. So I think we're pretty good. With the CRL issues resolved, approval is not guaranteed, but it is highly likely. And I do expect a run-up in December 2024, which mirrored the run-up that occurred in December 2023. You can look at it and you can say, oh yeah, it went from 2 to 3, and then of course crashed back down after that, based on the CRL. So hopefully this helped you get some ideas. I'm actually slightly excited about this company just because I've seen this before. We have a very large market presence. And, obviously being able to sell the rights would be incredible and pretty much easy money. So hopefully this helped you overall. Thank you very much for watching and listening. And I hope you have a wonderful day.